All right. Hello and good evening. My name is Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. Along with that, the SEO Mastermind.org, proxypixie.com, and soon, grayhatseo.com. So we have all types of projects, but really, why I'm here today is this is our weekly YouTube Mastermind. I'm a little behind. I I can't lie to you. I was having a little snack, this delicious pineapple, what do they call this? Pineapple chunky salsa. Oh my gosh. And of course, my personal favorite, some vanilla Greek yogurt. In any case, I had to take a break. Thursday is my mastermind day. So my apologies up front. Mastermind day as in from 12 noon Eastern time all the way till about 6 or 7 p.m. I like to take care of my masterminds. The rest of the week, there's consultations. I'm meeting with clients. Sometimes I have to drive to clients, So with that all being said, I want to point out I had to move my hosting. So if you go to the site and it looks a little different, no problem. It's still up. The main links are still there. Again, we will be moving domains to Gray Hat SEO, but it'll all just happen. It'll either be a meta refresh or you'll get redirected. All right. So nothing to worry about. Alongside of that, while we wait for some people or get some questions, if you have questions, please, whether it's, local SEO, Google Maps, it could be video SEO, CTR, traffic, technical, on page, off page, link building, pretty much anything SEO related, I can certainly help you out. With that being said, hey, let's go through some of these questions. All right. I always like to answer some of the questions here. Let's go through them together. If you have anything, or maybe you want me to take a look at a site, a maps listing. If not, I have a keyword research tutorial guide that I'm working on, like a mini training. So we'll take care of that. Also, if you're in the mastermind here on YouTube, be on the lookout for probably for Christmas. I'm going to upload the on-page optimization and one other one. I'll keep it a surprise. All right. So I'm going to start putting all my trainings onto YouTube. It's been relatively busy, right? So I'm sure like your lives too, right? So Paul asks, what tools would you recommend for getting competitor traffic volume for GMB? What I really like to utilize in order to at least get a guideline is going to be SEMrush. Now, I know a lot of the tools work the same way. However, inside of SEMrush, here, I'll point this out to you briefly. If you come inside of here, inside of SEMrush, you can go to the domain overview. When you go into the domain overview, it's actually under organic rankings or organic traffic. But let me point something out to you. So if you come inside of here and let's just say that, I don't know, let's just say that, let's grab somebody. Let's say that you're a plumber in Ohio. Okay. I usually don't use plumber. Oh, I'm on my proxy. Hold up. That's a residential proxy, by the way. All right. So what we're looking for is a plumber, Ohio. And the question that we're answering right now is what's a really good tool for seeing the leading competition's traffic, but for Google Business Profile or Google Maps? The best way that I know of is, and that's what I'm walking through, is this here. All right. So let's just grab Jeff. All right. Now, what you'll notice when I pull this up, all right, and I deliberately went to the top organic ranker, not a Google Business Profile ranker, all right, because I just want to see what the comparison is. So give me 1 second. We'll go to organic research on the left-hand side. Once inside of organic research, you're looking at their top key terms. See how they're showing you this? Site links, okay? This is called a SERP feature. Now, one of the SERP features to identify maps traffic is that it actually looks like a pin. And hopefully I could pull one up here. All right, so they're not really doing too well in maps, but they are a top performer inside of organic. But do you see this different icon here? See the map? This means that this traffic is coming in for this keyword on top of or coming from Google Maps. All right. So you see how this is clearly identifying traffic from the SERP, and then these here identify traffic from maps. Now let's take a maps ranker. All right. I want to show you, like, this can be very accurate. It's very, very helpful. Here, I'll show you this part now. We'll right click. We will go to their website, I guess. And again, I don't know who these websites are. I'm just pulling them in for educational purposes. Okay. So here, we'll grab this one. We'll put it inside. Now we are looking under organic research. All right. So this website is doing pretty darn good, if I say so myself. This particular business has been in business for a very long time, or a relatively long time. How do I know? Because there is a vast portion of their traffic coming in for their brand name. That doesn't just magically appear. That takes time. All right, let's see if we can get a snapshot here. So 2022, they started playing around. So actually, they did really good in 2 years. 2 years, anything longer than 8 months, you can really start to build some authority. So here we are here, Eco Plumbers. So here, this is a percentage of their traffic right here. Bada bing. We keep going down the list here. We're looking for these SERP features, or if you would like, you can also sort this. All right. Now, I know this isn't a SEMrush tutorial, but this is massively helpful if you're trying to identify the exact key term and key term variations, along with a general idea of how much traffic they're getting for said keyword. Because remember, if you are generating traffic, clicks, impressions for your maps listing, it's good to have a baseline. And of course, we always want to look like the winners. What I mean by look like is, hey, I want this many clicks coming to the website. I want to generate this many clicks to maps. And by the way, I'm getting the same type of click as the leader, right? So let's look down this list. And they just do not want to give me these in a row. But in any case, you get the point. This is how you identify it. You take a look at the actual position. You look for the ones that have a local pack. Once you identify the local pack, or you can do a sort, but it doesn't matter. You can also look up the traffic percentage minus the traffic percentage off of their overall traffic. This will give you a rough estimate on what they're getting. All right. But I want to point this out. Even though I love SEMrush and I believe that it is, as far as the options, I think it's my favorite. Ahrefs is actually cheaper now than SEMrush. But SEMrush does a lot. I want to point this out. What I would like to point out to you here. All right. And anyway, this is not a SEMrush tutorial. I was going to go through look at all that they have. This tool's crazy. It does everything. It does everything. You can get a deal. It's just awesome. But I digress. All right. It's a good tool. It's the one I like. All right. Let's go back to the community tab. All right. SEMrush local. Okay, Paul. Everybody in my house, little Chris, Lily, almost everybody is sick. And now, of course, Dad gets it at the end. My nose is running. My throat's killing me. I apologize. All right. So Paul says, hey, Chris, how would you research to find the best cities to go into for a specific service? For example, I'm looking to open a med spa and I want to find the city with the highest volume, but the lowest competition. Thank you for the question. I see, is competition, why low competition? If there's competition, as long as there's not an overbearing amount of competition, competition is a good sign that we have a viable location or a viable service. Competition's a good thing. I don't want it to be overbearing. However, with that being said, if you're trying to look for, in this case, what is it, med spa, and you want to find a city with the highest volume, it's relatively simple to go into either the keyword planner or a SEMrush, and you can look up data based upon a particular area plus key term variation, right? What's the traffic? Go into the keywords magic tool, and you can also put in there, you can put just whatever the broad match key term is. Like if you come inside of here and you go to what is called the keyword magic tool, just put in med spa. Look at all the key term and key term variations. And what you're looking for is what is the very first location or location modifier that shows up. You'll see a bunch of near me's, and then you'll start seeing states or cities. That's how I would identify the highest. Now, if you're only inside of one particular state per se, I think the very next thing that I would do is I would just go into the same exact tool and then type in med spa plus Texas. When you search for that inside of here like this, all right, med spa Texas, right? What it's going to give us, you look over here, you can start to see like, okay, we can see Austin, Tyler, Dallas. The reason why these are over on the left-hand side are these are entities. This is how I look at them. They're either LSI terms or entity. States, cities, towns, neighborhoods are entities. With that being said, we can also take a look down this list. We can see volume and cost per click data. Cost per click data can give you a very clear indication of how much competition there is. If you see that there's only 50 clicks, for instance, we can see up here that in Plano, there's 320 potential volume, and it's $6.43 a click. Now, if you were to scroll down, here, let's go down here. Look at this. Here, this is on a brand name, I think, but U Med Spa, Plano, Texas, it's $4. Now, this is either a brand, and they're safeguarding it, or if you start to see this inside of a location like this, there's only 40 searches a month, but it's nearly the same cost. High competition. That means there's way more players or competitors as opposed to actual traffic or people. So they're just betting to get to the top. So that's another way to do it. Now, there's lots of other tools to help you with this, but I like to stick to one. But that's up to you. All right. So look at CPC cost and also traffic volume to population counts. All right. See my 12/19/24 video for the full answer. Thanks for watching and commenting. All right. Please feel free to ask more SEO questions. Yep. Here, you know what I'll do? I'm going to take this like this. C. Okay. Copy. That way if I reply again to somebody. All right. We're going to take a little pineapple salsa bite together. Ready? All right. Love the energy. Thank you, sir. Well, I don't know about today. Starting to feel under the weather. Plus, I've been working. It's been a relatively long day. Plus, it's been a long month. You know, it's the holiday season, which means when you're entrepreneur is the wrong term. Entrepreneur would insinuate that I take extreme risk to get an extreme outcome. I don't know if I would classify myself as that, but for lack of better terms, you know, an entrepreneur running himself, a company, employees, and all the employees are about to have Christmas. So we're doing as much work and we're doing as much as we can to, you know, have a good Christmas and also take days off. With that being said, love the energy. Thank you. And the information I always hang my hat on, title tag, and forget about the other little things for SEO. Thanks for the real explanation. Well, this here, my friend, is a short video. All right. And this was the time, this particular video, I can tell by the style. This is when I was first introduced to those automated tools, you know? So it could have pulled out anything. If you've noticed, I stopped posting those on this channel. I didn't really like the output. I didn't like the tips it was giving. It didn't really have my sentiment, right? It didn't, the mood, the way I would answer it, like it was just piecing stuff together, right? With that being said, the title tag is very important. But there are some other smaller things than the title. Like URL, title, and H1 are dominant for on page. But that doesn't mean that the term frequency or the density or entity usage or the internal link count doesn't matter equally as well. It does. All right. So I hope you don't rely too much on it or hang your hat too heavy on that particular tip. But title is very important. All right. Hopefully that helps you out. We'll keep going. Which tool is this? This was, it was in there, numerous. All right. This is Chantel Tracy. Thank you for the question. They say, great video, helped a lot, but I get no engine matches on just about all links. What could be causing this? So no engine matches. So this tells me, I'm not sure where you're pulling in your list from. All right. If you've purchased a list from someone or you are scraping a list for yourself, you need to make sure that you are importing the file as a SRT file. Now, when you import this particular file, it's going to put it inside of an engine match. Like, is it a blog engine? Is it a journal engine? There's a bunch of them, right? So if you're not getting any matches, it's either a bad list, it's either you did the scrape incorrectly, perhaps, on top of that, or maybe you haven't imported your list correctly. There's a magnitude of different issues that it could be, but these are probably the most common. All right. Great content. Knowledge is power. Thank you for the information. Glad to help with SEO tips. There you go. Thank you. All right, moving right along. Can you please share the notepad code for Google Collaboratory? I believe that I did. I think I did. Take a look in the video DE description, or have a look in the video to grab it. However, I might have switched G accounts since this video, considering I believe that's a year-old video. All right. Always gold. Thank you. Thank you. I try to go in here at least. I try to come in and answer all the questions once every other day. So. All right. Let's see who's live. All right, Jose. You still use Duda? I do not. I don't want to put them on Front Street, but here's what I will say. All right. Jose, we're friends. You can message me. I'll tell you. I mean, I like a lot of what they're doing. However, we decided to move. I had a pretty big account. It, man, it has to be Duda. So, but the answer to your question, Jose, no. No, sir. All right. So I have a business that uses a UPS store with a PO box for my address. I don't want to use my house as a business address. It's not really professional. Most of my competitors have real offices. Um, you know, sometimes I run across this. All right. But here, let me read the next part of your question. Want to rank higher in GMB? Do I need to get an office or a virtual office address? Here, let me just point this out though. All right. If you're looking at your Google competition and everyone is showing their address, yes, you need to have a visible address. Now, with that being said, all right, if you're seeing all service area businesses, you can still rank with a service area business hiding your address, but it's based upon what Google is rewarding. Just like with organic, from my experience in the SERPs that I've been in, like maybe you can get lucky, but usually you want to show address if you have to, hide if you have to, right? Now, to address that point a little further, if you know the sequence of work that has to be done and you know how long it takes to reach success, right? As far as maps is concerned. And the earlier that you can begin, at least you're taking one step at a time. With it not being professional, like that you run a quality service, you do your best job, you probably offer a fair price, right? Like, don't let people want a solution. Don't let your impression, like if you were calling your kind of company and that's what you would think, that doesn't mean that's what everyone would think. Plus, on top of that, when people are going to Google Maps on their phone or desktop, they're looking at the overall reviews. Is it a 5-star? Is it a 4.9 star? And can I make a phone call? And did you answer? If you're visible with reviews and you actually pick up your phone, you'll get business. I wouldn't be overly concerned with the visibility of my address. Oh, it's my house. Like, do you do a good job or not? But that's up to you, of course. With that being said, you asked about the virtual offices. So there are some guidelines with PO boxes and virtual offices. I think it would be a much better option for you to get with a virtual office broker, somebody that, see, let's just say DaVinci, okay? DaVinci is a pretty large virtual office renter, just like WeWork, okay? A lot of these companies all share the same inventory. Now, they actually have broker services, right, for larger accounts. With that being said, before all of the sites list an address or a suite or a type, for certain clientele, as long as you're willing to invest either in a lot of locations or a long period of time, you can generally get particular opportunities or locations before everybody and their brother, including Google, knows that that's a virtual office. Okay. So I think that's the best opportunity, in my opinion. That's where, for large scale projects or for business owners that just can't get a location, but they have budget, I would make the investment. Like, get a location, get close to your customers. It's worth its weight in gold as long as you can generate business and you can rank, right? The next piece of that is PO box, virtual office. Oh, and then they have those shared spaces. You might want to read the guidelines on that. Google Maps, or if you go to Search Central, I believe it is, they have a local business guideline section. They just added a whole nother section of rules. I would look over those rules. They made some amendments or variations of what you can get away with. That doesn't mean that there's not a filter in place though to, not show you as high as you should be. So hopefully that helps you out. How much would you charge for a landscaping business website marketing campaign in El Paso, Texas? Well, this is wildly dependent upon how many services and how many other locations do you want to target. Is it only El Paso? Okay, if it's only El Paso, in El Paso, do you want to target towns or neighborhoods? On top of that, do you offer any sub-services or secondary services? Really, what I'm trying to account for is how many pages, how many sub-pages, how many supporting pages, how many links, right? Location and service will tell me a rough estimate on what it's going to cost for me to deploy that site. The next two things I would ask you is, how many Google business profiles do you have? Do you need consistent management? Do you want us to post or just optimize and push traffic? Do you need reputation management services? The next thing I would ask you, right, would be, do you need Google Map? Do you need any type of PPC? So with all of these answers, I would be able to come up with a very good, quote, but just to throw it out there, I very hard to say, my friend. All right, Jay Alberto, hey, good to see you. Jay Alberto, so can you go over local business service website architecture, my domain, service, state, service city? Sure. We can most certainly go over that, no problem. And then Doug, pool care specialists, is in the area of Plano. I had a one-on-one with Chris last week. Thank you, Chris, for your input. Of course, it's my pleasure. Glad to help, and good to see you again. And then more than SEO, ranking well consistently in the top 3 for service near big city. The 25-mile radius for low to medium competition. Need help revising game plan to get into the 3-pack for GBP for the same keyword. Okay. So you're ranking well in the top 3 organic. Oh, I see. But you're not doing well for your Google business profile. All right. We could, I don't know if you want to go over a little something now. Because you're the last question on the list. If not, I'm going to go for Jay Alberto's question and just answer that for him. It's relatively straightforward. But if you want me to look at something and see if we can devise a plan, really what I would be looking at first and foremost is if we're performing very well in a particular location, right? Or in your case, 25 miles outside of the big city, right? So we're dominating a lot of area. My questions are the people that are ranking above me in maps, how long have they been there as opposed to us? On top of that, has there been any major changes within our NAP? Like at all? Website changes, name changes, phone number changes, description changes. Has there been any changes? On top of that, I would start looking at the top 12 citations. Are you listed? Do you have all the meta verifications? Have you listed yourself on the aggregators? I would start there. Because if you have organic rankings, that tells me that you should be ahead of everyone when it comes to age, right? Usually age is a very big factor. But man, I would really need to look at it though. So Flickover, is it still a good buy? Oh, definitely. To be truthful though, I have not. When my last subscription updated, I did not renew it. What I did is I just bit the bullet, and I purchased the tools that I needed. So that's that. However, there's a lot of my, business friends and actual friends that still utilize it. Now they might have made a change though. Give me 1 second. I don't know if the domain changed. Give me 1 second. Let me just double check something. No, everything's still the same. This is the guy. Yep. So what you want to do is message them. Take a look at this. Here's a tip for you. Since it's the middle of the mastermind, this is getting moved to the section. What you want to do is go over to Facebook. Make sure that you're friends with somebody that's already friends with Flickover. Okay. With that being said, after you get done doing that, message the admin or, the owner of that particular account and ask for a long period of time. Like, what kind of deals are you running for 6 months or a year? You'll get the best of the best prices, but make sure that you're actually friends with somebody that's already following and friends with them, like me. But that's up to you. And then message and say, hey, 3 months, 6 months, they'll give you a deal. All right. So there you go. For SEO tools. Yes, for sure. We would manage, what's this? Manage me all. We would manage me all. I would be kind of like a partner. I'm not sure what you're asking me here, good friend. How much would you charge for a landscaping business website marketing campaign in El Paso? So again, I'd have to look at exactly what is needed. But I'm sure we could come up with a very good offer. Or if you're looking to maybe resell service, or have us deploy a lot of the work and you manage the client relationship, that's fine. We offer white label, or I offer reseller, or I could give you bulk, or we could just take it over. Completely up to you. With that said, I think the best thing to do, if you're not willing to showcase the website now, is go ahead and book a time, 15 minutes or a 30-minute call. Let's take a look, and I'm sure we can negotiate. We're here to help. We're eager. All right. So more than SEO, we answered that one. All right. So let's do this for Jay Alberto. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name. All right. So you're looking for... All right. So Jay, what he was asking was, could we please go over structuring? All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make this a little bit bigger. All right. Whoa. Okay. Maybe not that big. That looks pretty good. All right. So let's go ahead and start at the top. All right. So we know that we have a website, correct? So it's website.com, or if you're doing something kind of risky and you want to give yourself an out, you could start with a subdomain of www. All right. So let's just say that, we like to walk on the wild side. We're just starting out. We're going to go ahead and start with a subdomain. So here we are, www. The very next thing that we're going to do is we need to identify our primary services. So let's just, for instance, say that we are let's mix it up. Usually I do law, only because law is it's only 3 words. It's easy to type. But let's say that we are a plumber in this particular case. All right. So we're a plumber. And then on top of that, we are a emergency plumber. Now, this is already, it's like that we've already identified that emergency plumber and plumber in the area that we're targeting are not going to compete with one another. All right. On top of that, we've already identified that the locations that we want to target, if I'm going for Orlando and East Orlando, it's just Orlando. All right. So we need to know the locations. We need to know the exact services and make sure we're not going to cannibalize ourselves if we do the work. With that being said, there's one more piece of information that you need. We need to make sure that, is it top level pages? Is it hard silos? Or are we going to be using more of a flat structure? 90% of the time, there's some instances where it's all directories, or a lot of times you'll see hard silos. There's no right way or wrong way. It's whatever Google is rewarding, or however you want your structure. You can win both ways. But if I see that Google is rewarding a flat structure, I want to give Google what Google wants, right? So it's kind of like my dog here. He wants a cookie, he gets a cookie, right? So in any case, armed with all that information, the very next step that we want to take care of is take a drink. So then we want to identify our locations. All right. So remember, we're going to identify, let's just say it's a flat structure. All right. There's Los Angeles. I could do one more for us. Okay. Whoops. And then we'll do, I don't know, Santos. Okay. So we've identified homepage. Homepage, this is who we are, branded. This is what we do. And this is where we do it. All right. Now, with that being said, we would do the same thing for emergency plumber. We'd have a top level page going for emergency plumber plus state. This is a housing page. This is also a directional page or a navigational page, a pillar page. You can call it whatever you would like. But this page is going for a broad match term plus state. If, for instance, this particular website is going for more than one state, well, then we'll go broad. All right. I digress. Or let's move forward. The very next piece or the next elements that you need to be aware of are going to be supporting pieces of content. How we always build these, almost always, is going to be just like this. So we have our plumber page, all right? And supporting content or blog content supporting the main concept is going to be here. What is the cost of a plumber? All right. That's what will go inside the slug. That's probably not what will be inside of the title and the H1. Now, why is that? Because we are a plumber, and yes, we are answering the query, what is the cost of a plumber? However, we're a plumber inside of California. More importantly, we're a plumber that services Los Angeles and Los Santos. So inside that page, we're going to talk about all of these elements. Why? Because when we're talking about informational content, we can show up all over the place. So we really need to rein it in when it comes to geo information. But it doesn't make sense to answer what's the cost of a plumber in Los Santos? What is the cost of a plumber in Los Angeles? I can rank in both SERPs with informational content just by mentioning those locations. You with me? So with that being said, website is brand, top level page. Then we have our supporting content. These here are our location pages. And this, my good friend Jay, this is a silo. All right. And I hope that helps you out. I have like a headache, dude. I don't know if it's the light, but it's probably my sinuses. Again, I'm sorry. I'm coming down with a cold. Everyone in my household is sick or getting over being sick. Just taking a quick bite. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. All right. Oh, no other questions? Okay, then. Let's see here. Nothing? All right. Well, if you have anything or if you want me to look at anything, let me know. Again, this is the mastermind. It will get moved to the mastermind section. All right. That's the point here. I'm here to answer your questions, help you out. I'm going to go through the rest of the questions on the back end. And then it would be good to get through this particular keyword analysis. This is for an existing client. So we want to help them out. So bear with me and we'll get through that. I bit my lip. I'm having a rough day here today. I'm batting 1,000. I'm out of tissues. My little nose is running. Wah! Why don't you go cry about it, Chris? Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Can you please do it for PMT? Please, I need it. Sure. All right. Which PR provider did you use? Well, I have my own dashboard. I buy bulk from Globe is one of them. Globe Incision, I believe. So we buy bulk, and you can generally, when you go to the leads, they have different distribution channels. You know, like I know when you generally go to smaller package providers, it seems like it's just one size fits all, but generally that's what they buy stock in, right? So let's just say I have two different levels. I got the best media outlets that I could get for the best price. And that way I was able to offer a fairly priced, powerful PR. On the other hand, but they're not niche specific. Like you'll notice that they're all generalized. In any case, go over to Global Newswire, go to Cision, book a time with them. And what you'll notice is they generally have distribution based upon region and or a particular niche. All right. And then there's certain quotas, like how many you have to pump for different pricing. It's an interesting thing. All right. So that's that. I have my own dashboard. I've already negotiated the cost, and you can do the same. Or there's lots of resellers out there, right, that are selling their own little distributions for different costs. Like I think I saw one called King. I think I saw one called Kiss. There's so many. There's tons and tons of resellers out there, but they're all coming from one of the big ones. It's either Cision, PR Web, PR Newswire, Global. There's a couple big ones out there. I can't name them all, but you get the point. Hopefully that helps you out. I use my own. I really appreciate your efforts. I have a quick question. I have a SafePal wallet with USDT, and I have the seed phrase, alarm fetch churn. Okay. Could you explain how to move them? I have no idea what you're talking about. That's really strange. Okay. Great video. The advanced techniques explained so clearly to provide valuable insights. I've read this same message dozens of times. I know that this is. I know who it is. Don't be doing that on my account. I was looking for a active API to retrieve thousands of reviews with photos for Google local client. The client's business doesn't currently show on the place ID lookup. Any suggestions? I've asked here, Stack Overflow, the Reddit, Google APIs, nothing yet. Now, I don't know, what was this, 3 weeks ago? If you are utilizing, Google just released not too long ago a new and improved, updated, brand new product. But in order to be able to use it, you have to get accepted for your use case. They don't just give it to everyone. Like, you know how for the Google Maps API, you click the button and they give it to you? Well, in this particular case, in order to get access, I can't think of the name of it, but we got access. You have to fill out an orange form and you have to tell them, like, what's the name of your company? What are you doing? How many members? Do you need SSO? Like, there's a bunch of questions. Usually within 2 weeks, you'll get a response, and that's that. So I'm not sure if you went through all of that process, Michael. But if you have not, I would definitely try to do it yourself. And then if for some reason you just cannot get accepted and you still are having trouble getting the data, I would highly recommend, there is a company out there. It is called, I think it's called Scraper Dog. I know which main API they use, but I don't want to give it up because I'm getting a good price. I think it's called Scraper Dog. There's a bunch of them out there. There's a bunch of them. You could look at Value SERP. You could look at SERP Scale. You could look at any of these APIs, right? Any of the APIs that have maps capability, data for SEO, but note you're going to be paying a premium. So there you go. Hopefully that helps. All right. Thank you for the question. Answered during my live stream, 12/19 of 24. Use a value SERP or alternative. In case you don't want to watch the video, you just need a quick answer. That's the quick one. So here we go. A year ago? All right, it looks like I got through all of them. Legendary? Oh, I like that. Thank you. I don't know about legendary, but thank you. Great content. Thank you, sir. Thanks. I wish I saw your comment a year ago. All right, so we busted through those. Haven't responded. Contains questions. All right, looks like we got everyone. Excellent. That makes me happy. All righty then. Almost 6 o'clock. So we are developing a mini training. But let's see if you have any questions. Let me see here. Oh, here we go. Found a way to get YouTube playlists to rank #1 in YouTube for low competition keywords. And I found that when the playlist URL gets 100 plus views, then the playlist ranks in the SERPs. Awesome. I think that's wonderful. Great information. Cool. I don't know if you're, is that a statement or a question? I can agree with this. RE, your SEO group mastermind, does it include weekly calls or just here on YouTube? I am with the Black Friday deal, but I don't think I noticed info about weekly calls. Okay. So I want to point out that the YouTube mastermind is just on YouTube. And then it's whatever we're able to upload, like so past courses, all the videos that are hidden, right? So that's YouTube. Yes, now that we've set up, I don't know if it was Zapier or Pabbly, it's going to be a lot easier for us to start cranking more videos. So there'll be more inventory, right? Here on YouTube only. So in your particular instance, if you purchased during Black Friday at SEOmastermind.org, where I was giving year subscriptions and monthly subscriptions for half price, like I had 10 more spots in the testing group. I think I was, the secondary calls, we'll let in as many people that are interested, right? It's half price, very inexpensive. It's group coaching. The testing group, I only want a few more people in. But with that being said, if you're in that group, I'm sure Michael would have given you access, or you don't even need access from Michael. If you get, I have to know what you got here. In order to give you the answer, I have to know what you got. If you signed up for the mastermind and you bought anything through SEOmastermind.org, you'll get an email. You'll be able to log in, and then there's something called a community tab. In the community tab, there's the links for WhatsApp. Also, okay, here's where you get on for the Zoom calls. Everything's right there. But you would have gotten a email, or on top of that, you would have set a username and password because it's a platform. All right. Here, since we're here together, just tell me, did you go on here? Or was it only on YouTube? Or did you book something private? Because we sent out emails for something very private. So I'm just curious. Okay. So was it here? So if you're if you booked through here or signed up through this, right? Either one of these, then you would have access to this. So when you come inside of here, you join, see how it says login here? So you come into the login, you'll put your username and password, and when you log in, there will be a new hidden feature that's right here. See this login? A new feature will show up and it will say products. Your products are going to include mastermind membership, all the courses, all the tests. Like you get everything. Like if you sign up, you get everything, you know? And then included in that is the community. It's called community. And inside the community is really just 3 links. Those 3 links are, here's how you get on the email. Here's how you contact Michael. He's my support helper. He's part of the team. And the other piece is, here's the Zoom links. That's it. Just like that. Boom. Just like that. And that goes for anyone else. If you're watching this and you're like, yeah, SEO Mastermind. That's it, my friend. Log into the dashboard. You will certainly get access. If you're not, message inside of WhatsApp, get the WhatsApp number, get on the group, and then just at Michael. He'll help you out. All right. Check your email. I look forward to it. And then we can meet again. Every single week, every Thursday, 12 to 6, like the whole day, you know? And then on top of that, like I just bought the advanced, like I get stuff all the time. Like today we were uncovering something special. What I got today is how do you executing code inside of an iframe? So I was able to give people that script. That's fun. On top of that, we got this new product because we're testing it for the group. So I got the best package of the GPT in sheets. It's like $400, but it's for testing purposes, right? So we're going to create like the best ones that we can. I'll give everybody in the group access. So that's like $400. It's fun, man. I have a lot of fun. Here's what we're working on right now, though. So we'll cover what we're doing here, and I'll briefly go over this with you. This is going to be a mini training once I lay everything out, right? And what I mean by lay everything out is analyze and understand, put it in written format, and then I'll hit record and make it a mini training, right? Here we go. All right. All right. So when I do these things, again, if you have any questions about anything, get them into the chat. I'd be happy to help you out. But right now I am doing some analyzation for a client, a friend. All right. And what we're looking at currently is this. So here's their current asset. All right. This is a alteration business that is located in the UK. All right. Alteration could be, clothing repair, stuff like hemming, jackets, zippers. Along with that, this could be also a alteration, a clothing alteration, or it could be considered a tailor or a seamstress, right? Okay. Now, what I'm doing first and foremost is I was going through here. I'll pull this up for you. See, I'm getting all of the pieces of information together, and then I'm going to make this into a mini training. But you have to have everything laid out before I can go through it in video format. Because when it's video format, it has to be super concise, But with that being said, this here is what they currently have as far as traffic. So what I did is I grabbed their website just to catch you up to speed. I went to the website. I pulled it into SEMrush. Now I wanted to put them inside of SEMrush and look at organic search rankings, traffic, and clicks. All right, under the organic research tab. I pulled in their organic research and I sorted it by traffic percentage. When we identified that most of these pages, almost all of these pages have been up for longer than a year or more, unless it's a location page. Okay. With that being said, everything that you're looking at is what they're actually getting traffic for. That's not informational content or a location page. What I am trying to identify is what is it that you currently have that we want to retain, while on top of that, looking at our leading competitors or people that we don't even know we're competing with. What are they gaining traffic for? Things like this. So I want to point out, we're going for primarily alterations, but is tailor a different term? Should I have pages targeting tailor? How about seamstress or clothing repair, right? But more importantly, I want to look up these terms in London or in whatever other location we want to target. All right, you with me so far? So the reason for the colors was because I wasn't sure if wedding dress and dress alterations, does Google think these are different SERPs? Does it deserve two separate pages? So what I do when I'm going through to figure out is I make little notes, and how I make a note is with color. All right. So I'm going down the list. I'm getting rid of blog content because why are we supporting high commercial intent pages that have no traffic? In my opinion, I guess I could say my opinion, generally if you're working with a value-based agency as opposed to performance-based, they owe you their 6 blog posts, right? They're going to produce the 6 blog posts regardless of the other 9,000 pages that you already have. I think the difference is I'd rather only target the things that are going to get traffic and drive exact business for you as far as content marketing. And then once that's in position, or once it's already picking up steam or traction, then we can look to support. But if we're not in the top 5 spots organically, then that page is not ready to be supported yet, unless I have a high traffic supporting piece of content. Like, how much does this cost? Right? Like, unless it's something like that, I'm going to start running ads too. I digress. I'm jumping ahead of myself here. So we pulled in all these terms, and then I started looking up fur coat. I looked up goose coat, waistcoat, and I think that was it. Anything that had to do with coat. And then I appended London to it. See, what I'm looking for is I want to know if I have a page that's called coat alteration, and we're gonna geo modify this in London, right? Coat alteration London. Coat tailor London. Okay. How about goose coat alteration London? And then we'll do one more just for fun, just to prove this point out briefly. What was the other one? I have to go and look. I have to look and see. Fur. So we have coat alteration London, coat tailor London. That's a secondary term. Like, does it mean the same thing? I don't know. We'll check. Goose coat alteration London. And now we're going to do fur coat alteration London. All right. Then we're going to do coat repair London. Now, what we are going to identify first are the broad match, like big idea keywords, main topic, pillar ideas of our company. I mean, our name is alterations, right? But with that being said, does repair, tailor, and alteration, does Google perceive them as the same thing? If they're perceived as the same thing, that means I can target all of them with one main page, right? And the second thing we're looking at here is if coat tailor, goose coat alteration, and fur coat alteration, or goose coat repair in London, do they all show the same results? Because if so, then why did we allocate dollars towards all of these individual pages? Why? On top of that, when I start seeing brands, I to put this in a different perspective, when I see brands like this, like I see Dior jacket, Chanel jacket, Gucci jacket, right? So this is brand plus jacket alterations. Think about this from a appliance repair. See, if you're doing appliance repair, right, like stove repair, refrigerator repair, microwave repair, are you going to build out Kenmore microwave repair, GE microwave repair? Are you going to build, Samsung microphone repair, microphone, right? Or are you going to say microwave repair and then talk about Kenmore, LG, Samsung? You're going to go for the big broad match and then combine as many secondary terms as possible. It's the same here. I also see Montclair. So here's what we're going to do. Let me show you this. So we come inside of here, coat alteration in London. So this is our big idea. We've even named our company this. All right. So when we look in here, we see our brand, Yelp, Stelena, probably butchering that, but their competition. So tough. Down here, London Tail and Sojo. Next, we're going to look at repair. All right. Now we're still looking in London. Gloss, there's Sojo. So same coat fix stitch. Coat jacket shorten. Okay. So they're going for different variations, but they mean the same thing. I don't like it. 10 best. Is this the same page? And it sure is. There we go. Same page here. See that? Same Yelp. Same brand, different page, but it's talking about the same thing. These guys messed up. They could have did it a little better. Vogue. Sojo again. Here's their homepage. So, we're going to get in here. All right. So these two things here, coat repair, coat alteration, I could have one page. I could talk about repairs and alterations. Now let's look at tailor. Can I talk about repair, alteration, and being a tailor? I don't know. What's Google say? So we come inside of here and we take a look. Alterations boutique. Hey, wouldn't you know, that's us. All right. We take a look here. Same page again. Oh, we have a new player on the block. All right. New player. This particular page has moved down, but it's the same player, different sort order. Sort order could be due to backlinks, click volumes, and or density on the page. As long as the first page is still the same first page, same pages, just a different sort order, the intent and the query, it's the same. You know, you with me? So with that being said, if there's something that has more interest, or if it's something I want to be more heavily optimized for, I'll just have a higher density. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's, if I see the same site, same pages, there's just a different sort order, it's the same SERP. It's just they're either getting more clicks or they have better optimization for that term, or maybe they built an anchor text. Who knows? I didn't go digging. But now we're going to look up goose. Oh, we better spell that right. See, explaining all of this, it makes a boring training. But once I have all the homework done and I could say, okay, I did this, and this, that's how I like to do my trainings. At least now. I didn't used to do that. But here, let's take a look at this. Canada Goose Coat Repairs and Alterations. So here we are, but this is Canada Goose because we have a actual page. But again, Google is showing my homepage. All right. Even though it's already me, it's still the same page that's in all those other SERPs, mind you. Take a look here. All right. So this one is completely different. Okay. But it's showing my homepage. And I'm already hyper relevant. There's no traffic. Let's look up fur. Fur coat. Rebecca Bradley. Okay, there's noble and alterations. So here, our individual page is not as relevant as our fur. Wait a minute. What did we do? Fur coat alterations. Let this be the London page. Look at that. Exactly. Look, perfect. Google had. I think they did this just for me. Both of these sites are ours, right? So the top level page, only talking about fur coat alterations, is ranking at the top, right? Now the page that's more optimized for London, and remember that's my query here, right? It's fur coat, same as coat or alteration, repair, tailor. All these terms mean the same thing. We're talking about coat. This is it being fur is a feature. There's not enough traffic for me to go after this by itself. With that being said, when we take a look, like look at here's the top level page. Top level meaning I could have talked about everything in this page. And so much so, look at this. Google actually put the page that's more optimized down at number 7. Even Google thinks that you only need one top level page to talk about everything. So much so they moved my more relevant page down to 7. I hope this makes sense to you. All right. So all I'm identifying is, hey, now that we went through this, I went through each of the services, not with you, but I already did it. I went through each thing. Jackets, leather, pants, men's and women's, coats. I think that's it. Suits, gowns. 8 primary things that we do. If it's brand or a specific type or material, or in this particular instance, I think that we can talk about the features, whether it's brand or material, inside of a top level page. Like I see that we have zip repairs. I don't need to do leather zip repairs. I don't need to do wedding dress zip repairs. I have a zip repair page and we do it for all of these things. That's it. And then as far as internal linking is concerned, that is going to get tricky here. That's going to take some extra thought. These are the location pages. He's got 2 different types of location page. Oh my goodness gracious. There's so many different types of jacket. I'm not going to be able to. My head is pounding. I, as I mentioned before, I'm not all on the up and up. I think I just have like some sinus. My nose is running. Um, but I'm gonna see. I think I noticed some questions here. I'm gonna answer these questions and I'm gonna hit the road. All right. So let's see. Oh, Paul became a member. Thank you, Paul. Truly appreciate that. Since you just became a member, anything I can answer for you now? On top of that, Berserker Airsoft became a member. Thank you. I truly appreciate that. Amazing. You're the best. All right. Became a member. Thank you. Creators Club. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Michael, Chris. Seems it's still possible to stand out with other fonts than the usual one. Just look at the GBP of alterations. Haven't thought about it for a while without any shadow of a doubt. And this is a gentleman that, even though he just started having us look at his stuff, and he has a agency partner that's kind of in-house, but not in-house. Like they've been working together for a very long time. I think he said 6 years. In any case, they know some of the tricks, just not all of them yet. But yeah, I saw that alterations London, but I don't think it showed through on all of them. Oh yeah, look at this. That's got a nice pop to it. I kind of like that. It's a little difference of text and it's a little bit of a different weight. I like it. Definitely a different text. Let me go and take a little peek at that quick. TSUID, where are you? Let's go take a look at that quick. I just want to see, what does it show up as? All right, there we are. Did I already overlook it? Akuna Matata. Control F. A. Alteration, so that's me. I could have swore I clicked on it. Let's try that one more time. Please get your questions in. I'm winding down. I don't know if it's because I'm also trying to cut back on these energies. Look at this. I don't know if you guys and gals have been following me or learning with me, but to only have 2 on a mastermind day is pretty darn good. I can't even lie. I know that there has been times that I have drank 6 to 8 of these in a 6 to 8 hour window, like one an hour, like nonstop. Craziness. Probably 6, 12, 18. That's like 1,800 milligrams of caffeine. So if I usually intake 1,800 milligrams of caffeine, I have intaken 300, 270, 270. That's pretty good. I'm happy about that. In any case, I don't know if it's sinuses or lack of caffeine. Oh my gosh. I love it. Back to this though. Usually when you go like this, over here, okay. Google Sans, Roboto, Arial. Is that what that is? Mr. Roboto. Yep, there it was. Oh, so they got to use Roboto inside of their Google business profile. That's interesting. And that gave it that standout. It's so weird. Roboto font. It's a Google font. Okay. Interesting. I actually don't feel like that's the right one. Let's see. No, can't be. It has to be something else. That A looks so strange. It almost is like different. You know? It's just interesting to me. Here, let's go right back in there again. Go back to the inspect because I did notice that there were white space. I'm just looking for the font. Where the heck is it? There's the root. Anyway, I guess you guys don't have any questions. I was burning a little bit of time to see if you had any last questions. If you do, get them in because it's almost time to roll out. All right, so here we go. Here we go. Became a member. All right, so Paul. All right, Paul. So how would you rank a music studio in LA if it's located outside of LA City, but it's in LA County, the San Fernando Valley? It's a studio in LA if it's located out of LA City, but it's in LA County, San Fernando. Well, we sometimes have to be very realistic, of the proximity that we can actually overcome. If we are very far, I don't know Los Angeles or California that well. Like I know where LA is, obviously, but I don't know each of the outlines. So what I'm going to do is first I want to identify, is it even possible? So let's take a look at this together. All right. So we're going to go to San Fernando Valley, California. All right. All right. So LA County. I thought San Fernando Valley was the county. Okay. So here's our county. Wow. I guess it's way over here, huh? Interesting. I don't even see it on that map over there. So they're identifying all of this area as but we still have the county. So we take a look at this. We go into the county. Okay. All right. There's that. So the possibility or the probability. And what's the second part of the question? You're not. See, like, if you came to me and here's why I wouldn't even, because I do believe that you are far away. Like, I believe that. So see, we have a 16-mile stretch, right? 16-mile stretch, 1.5 minutes, or 1 hour 5 minutes. With that being said, if you were doing uh, gum scraping from the bottom of children school desks, or bookmark unfolding, right? Are you following along? Pencil sharpening, uh, running in place service, stuff that there's no competition in a city such as this. I would say, you know what, you're on your way. But here's what I know. So we have a 16-mile radius in a highly dense market. On top of that, how many different players are there? I bet you there's a slew. Let's take a look. Music studio. Let's just go LA County. I can only imagine. All right. Look at this. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 20. Oh, of course there's 20 because that's page 1. 20, 40, 60. All right, and it's going to keep going. So in this 16-mile radius, there are more than 60 players. More than 60. Like, I could keep going. Here, let's go with some more. 60. There's about 60 to 65 in the LA County area that are actually showing an address. That's not players that are, if I zoom in a little bit more or get a little bit more precise or put a variation, like I'm looking for something very specific. They have to have this within their, like, see, it has to be a recording studio or music. I think there's another variation. I've worked with one of these before, but in any case, it's only going to pull out the stuff that's relevant. So there's probably even more than 60. See, this is the kind of stuff that I get sometimes, and sometimes as a agency owner or as someone that, like, I only want to exchange my time for dollars and my work for dollars if I see a clear vision to success. So unless you are already here for like the last 20 years or 10 years and you are close, like if you're not in the top 20, I would say the best thing to do is get another location closer to Los Angeles. And sorry to spend a lot of time, but I get this question a lot. Maybe not for your niche or in this area, but very, very similar I get. So I probably not what you wanted to hear, but at least it's the truth. Even provided a proof of licensing and all. Well, it's okay. Hey, Chris, if I appeal for a GMB verification and I get denied, and then I get denied again after resubmitting, what should I do? They're claiming deceptive content. I would double check and double verify online that there is no one else utilizing your name or phone number anywhere. All right. On top of that, I would double check and double verify the aggregator citations and directory sources to make sure that the information that you're submitting is exactly what's out there on the web, especially on Apple, Yelp, Foursquare, Bing, your past Google business profile, like all the important stuff. GPS, Axiom, Newstar, all the important places on your social profiles, right? You get the point. Previously on your contact page. Like, has there been an alteration of your host? Has there been an alteration of phone number, description, name? Did you upload the information correct? Did you sign up your business at a different address? Are you sure you use the proper information? There's so many different there has to be a reason they're dinging you. There has to be. The next thing that I would do though is I would torture them. Here, I'll point something out to you. In here, I don't even need to show you. In the bottom of every email that you get from Google, there's always a contact us tab or get in touch or support. Now, once you're inside of that function or feature, all right, what you're looking to do is log in through them. They're going to try to take you in a circle and kick you out, but there's a drop down, right? And it's going to say, what are you contacting us about? Is it about maps? Is it about this? Go to your drop down, get your listing. You can keep resubmitting. The other thing to do is when you're getting your denials, see, the first one was a no reply. On your second one, it was a support staff, right? Let me know inside of here. That's your contact point. That's going to be your person moving forward. See, I think in the very early stages, like at first, if it's going to be deceptive content or it's a yes or a no, I think it's automated. Usually after you appeal, you'll notice that the email is different. I would torture that person. I would keep resubmitting the information. They're going to take all your reviews away and they're going to make your life miserable. I had either 192 or 164, like somewhere in there was like 192 or 164 reviews on a listing at the same address, same everything. Like I've had the same name. I'm ultra public. Like I'm online every single day. I post every day. All my citations are the same. All my directories, like everything. In any case, they give me my listing back, but they took all the reviews, right? So, and I'm sorry that happened to you. I know that feeling. It stinks. However, the CID is the same. So I think what I would do is once you actually get contact, keep torturing them. If all else fails, I think the very next step is pick a longitude and latitude at the same address inside of a different Gmail account or a different Google account. And if all else fails and you keep getting denied 3-4 times and nothing else is working, remove that past profile, get rid of that CID, eradicate it, go into a new workspace, brand new account, not the same workspace, not the same account. Nothing is the same. The very next thing is go into a different Longe and Lat and create a new listing. What else are you going to do? Especially if they keep shutting you down and you're telling me that everything is by the book and you're doing a great service. So let me see. Even provided proof. Yeah, see, you have everything. Would deleting it completely and redoing the GMB do any good? Not from the same account. Not from the same account though. Like Google account. A lot is associated to your account. Also, too, you might need a different number. I recently took over my mother-in-law's website. Awesome. I created top level page specific to the state. How should I structure the URLs for the city? Well, in the very beginning of this video, that's exactly what we talked about. And as you can see here, I know this particular example is plumber. Homepage is brand. Then we have plumber. Here's a top level page here. I'll make this a little bigger. And I'm sorry if I'm going a little slower than usual. Again, not to be a crybaby, but oh my God, my freaking head is pounding, dude. I'm actually going to sit down. Doesn't happen often, but I'm sitting down. All right. All right. The champ's got to sit. Oh, all right, dude. Ah. Okay, I apologize. So, website, this is going to be brand. And then you were specifically asking about blog content or supporting content. So, what I would take a look at is this is going to be the top level page. All right. Then, when you have a top level page or a category page or a pillar page, there's multiple ways to describe that specific page. But for you, I think I even read that you made it state specific, but you've made the slug a broad key term, right? Just like in this example. Then what you would do is you're going to create a parent child. So you create another page, and in the right hand side, you know how you can select parent or child. Is this a parent page or a child page? And if it is a child page of what? Well, it's a child page of plumber in this instance. Okay. And you don't need to mark the order 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to. It's up to you. But if you have 5 pieces of, say, supporting piece of content, and you want them to be in order, maybe they are building on top of each other, or maybe you have them sorted by date, then you might want to say, okay, I have 5 pieces of supporting, and then you can order them in WordPress. Again, this is semantics. It's not that important, the order. What is important is that you have your informational content support the main idea. All right. Also, I've seen sites be very successful in e-commerce situations and or affiliate situations with over exceeding amounts of informational content as opposed to high commercial intent content. However, in a local business setting, it is in my humblest of opinions that the amount of informational content on your website should not, outweigh 2 to 1 of your commercial. And what I mean by this is you'll have your top level page commercial, you'll have your location plus service pages commercial, and then you answer very simple questions like who, what, when, why, where, and how, right? About the services. Oftentimes you'll answer the questions that actually have volume. How much does this cost? When should I get it? Where should I get it? Who's the best at it? Right? But when you start looking at your overall website, do I have way more informational pieces? Because what tends to happen is if I have an over exceeding amount of informational web pages as opposed to high commercial, Google starts rewarding me with traffic. Not only are they rewarding me with traffic, but it's info content. So that means it's traffic from all over. Well, it's not geo relevant. Plus on top of that, they're not dwelling very long, right? Maybe they're bouncing because I'm somebody in Florida and this person's in who knows where, right? So as that starts to happen, I start getting more and more keywords for informational queries, and the traffic that's coming becomes less and less relevant to geolocation where I can sell my items or products or services. With that being said, try to keep a good mixture. Only produce supporting pages that are going to support the main idea and support a sale, most importantly. All right. Answer as many sub questions as you possibly can within those informational pieces. Also, when I'm on a high commercial intent page, 70% of your page, if, for instance, in this example here, plumber, right? If I have a page that's dedicated to plumber in Los Angeles, we don't create 600 words of plumber Los Angeles, right? And then we have an additional 600 words of question answer, AKA facts. You have to stop doing this to your pages. It's completely decimating your chance of ranking. You can have the facts. You can answer the questions and have the facts without the question marks and without putting those headlines inside of the titles, right? Like I don't need to have 13 H3s asking 13 different questions so I can put it into my FAQs. No. If it's a high commercial intent page, I can answer a question, use it in FAQ, but I'm formulating the title as a statement. You with me? Um, for instance, an FAQ, and yes, you're going to have a supporting page for how much does this service cost? Now, if I am on a top level page for, say, plumber, how much does a plumber cost in Los Angeles? If I'm on the top level page, what I would say is my brand name's cost is this, right? So just keep your eyes on intent. The intent is crucial. Intent is relevance. Relevance is rank. There's more than just density and backlinks. It's the intent means a lot. All right, my friends. So I'm sorry I went on a rant. Because you want to know why that happened. I think this is why it happens, because then I'll reflect on past conversations or with business owners, and I'm like, whether I made a mistake or whether they made a mistake, or we deployed something, or maybe we saw the way things were being deployed, like on other campaigns. Right? And when you see so many different websites or worked on so many different websites or made every mistake in the book, I assure you, you start to learn and pick these things up. So yeah, it's like I'm like recalling them. Madness. Anyway, let's answer your questions. In the city of Pacamia, Pacomaya. All right, website is for independent insurance agency. Santa Clarita. Man, you know what? I have a friend out there. I used to go and visit him. He lives, I don't know if that's where it is. Is it Santa? It's something close to that. Something Santa. Anyway, Paul, so you beat Priscilla. You are also in California. All right, so what we were looking at is, did I spell that right? Pacomia. Okie dokie. Pacomia. It didn't get any better for you, Paul. I mean that in the nicest way. You were actually doing better when I thought you were even closer. See, initially the assessment was this. So that was already, it wasn't looking good for the boys. The best thing to do is, how many can you get more locations? By any means. One of the easiest ways is to get a listing inside of a listing. What's really cool about LA, and I'm sure all cities. I probably shouldn't give this up, but I will. You business owners know business owners. You're all friends. They understand what you're doing. Oftentimes, you can get listings inside of other businesses, and they go through. But anyway, for instance, I'm just giving you a brief example. I'm just going to show you something. Bear with me. I don't recall the name off the top of my head. I can't think of it. It just slipped my mind. It's not Canvas, man. Ah, this might be it. Custom Canvas. Nah, that's not it. In any case, I semi worked on a very large scale, very similar to this name. I just don't remember the exact variation of name. Plus, they might have changed it by now. The main plan of execution was what's really good about this particular business is they had sister companies, completely different, not completely different industries, but entirely two different spectrums. Like you would never think that this company and this company are working together, but they actually were. With that being said, when it came time to go inside of a business, right? Because these were service area businesses that were inside of another business, right? uh, I wish you the best, but that's how I would take care of these. Custom Canvas. Oh, I wonder if that's a real business. In any case, I don't want to spend any more time. It'll drive me bananas if I can't find it. Let's go on to our good friend here. Insurance agency. Website is for independent insurance agency in Santa Clarita, CANL County. Okay. Website is for independent. All right. What are you asking me? Created a top level page. URLs. Oh, I see. Okay. I got it. Well, let's take a look at this together. Insurance agency. So insurance agency, Santa Clarita. That's in this city. All right. Insurance. Here, let's get rid of some of these. Insurance agency. Santa Clarita. I probably got it wrong, but Google's got my back. Ay. Okay. So we have all right. Okay, what I'm looking at right now is the perma structures that are being rewarded. Also, I'm really not enjoying the competition that's sitting here. Oh boy, mid-page ads. Oh my, it's high competition now. Look at this. Hey, you know what? We're going to get you at the top, and then we're going to get you in the middle, and then we're going to get you in naps, and then maybe we'll harass you in the bottom. You know what I mean? Oh my. And look at this. Farmers, State Farm, Allstate, Nationwide. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my. Oh heck no. Independent insurance agency in the city, massively overrun by big players. So let me read this over one last time. I recently took over my mother-in-law's website. I created top-level pages specific to state California. How should I structure the URLs for city-specific pages and long-tail keyword pages that are going to be on the blog? So I assume, okay, that's why you threw that caveat in there. I assume that the only perceived way to truly get organic eyeballs is by answering the queries that are related to your actual agency, unless your mother-in-law has been around forever and she's already getting some type of visibility or notoriety, foot traffic, and they're coming to the door. Your goal is to produce informational pieces to get some type of traffic. Am I on the right track? Because it is just dominated by deep pockets You know, this is a problem. What would you call that though? Would you call that like, is that a individual thing like I would go and search for is independent? Like, hey, I don't want to go with a big guy. I want more of a rapport with my agent. Like, do people seek this out? Um I don't know. Hmm. The Alan Thomas Group. Hmm. Sour Travelers. I think this is who I use. Anyway. Hmm. Trusted choice. Well, as far as the informational content is concerned, and I apologize for I'm a little under the weather, I guess. Where are you guys? Aha. So, independent insurance agency. No, you want agency. Let's go take a look at something quick. See, before I can give you a recommendation, I just want to see what's currently performing. You can call that modeling or feeding Google what Google wants. Usually, I would just build out top level page being, plumber, or in your case, it would be, um, independent insurance agency or insurance, homeowners insurance. I think I would break it down by individual type that you provide, because I noticed that there's homeowners. I noticed that there was a different types. Well, of course there is. But whatever your specialty is, whatever you're offering, I think I would break it down that way, because it was Google was showing different SERPs. I only looked up two, homeowners, and I think I looked up independent, two different SERPs. So with that said, I would come inside of here. Let's take a look together. We're going to go to the keyword magic tool, and we're already on it. Excellent. We're going to put in insurance agency. What was it? Santa Clarita. And we're going to take a little look. All right. If you don't return anything when doing it that way, what I would do next is this. So what I would do is search for the big broad match in the area, and then pull in, like, who's the big winner. I would pull them in and see, okay, well, what type of informational queries are they generating traffic from? Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Go to organic. Let's take a look together. Wow. Really? Interesting. What about, so not anything in that particular area. What about in general? Oh, I see. So her individual page, even though it was ranking number one, I just want to point this out. She ranks for her agent profile on Allstate, I believe, allstate.com. Her subdomain as an agent ranks number one in your location. And she only ranks for 9 things. And I think she was getting 17 visitors. That's tough. The next thing I would take a look at is this. So we're in organic. Let's scroll on down here. Let's take a look at the positions. Once looking at positions, we'll just do a quick little sort by intent. We'll go to informational and also navigational. Why not? Take a quick peek. All right, we're going to go to organic. Tons of keywords, tons of traffic. Okay. Most of this is going to be 10 traffic volume. Wow. Most of their overall traffic is people looking for. That's funny. Oh, that is so funny. All right. Get rid of navigational. All their traffic is people looking for their phone number and roadside assistance. So here we go. Homeowners. So that's a big winner. Homeowners, home insurance. So homeowners, liability, homeowner, and roadside. I don't know if you offer those, but now we have 3 big winners for a big player. Now we'll come back over here now that we're armed with information. I don't know much about this industry, so I had to get some details. Now we can look up homeowners insurance, right? Let's take a quick little peek here. I'm going to go to question. What's the big one? What does everybody want to know? Of course, how much is it? Okie dokie. How much is homeowners insurance near? Now we can take a little peek. All right. Gee, who would have thought, right? So how we generally recommend that we do it, the number one player being insure.com. So this is this is the largest informational query related to a insurance company. It's homeowners insurance. It has the highest volume. How much is it? Right? So then I just geo-modified it. The number one player, if we take a look here, let me see if I can get that to pop back up. There you go. So we have homepage, and we have our primary service / how much. Then they just wrote out the informational query to support the main topic. Remember how before I started doing a little bit of research for fun, I was like, hey, let's break down the individual types that we offer. That's our top level, just like insure.com is doing here. Home insurance, auto insurance, liability insurance. I don't know what else there is. / let's break down the informational pieces. It's going to support the main concept. But we can't just take one. We need to take into account some others. All right. So again, we are 1, 2, 3 deep on that one. Oh my gosh. I don't know what this person's doing. State Farm. Let's see what they're doing. Wow. Wow, this is crazy. I have to go and look at this. So they wrote local California location. Let's see what's on this page. Is this a 404? They wrote them all out. No. What else would they do? This is a top level page. I wonder why they went for local. I bet you that's a big term. State Farm local. No, it's not. Interesting. I wonder why they did that. Maybe because it's old. With that said, I mean, man, this is painful. Whew, so painful. I think I would go with the initial recommendation, but one more thing I want to take a look at. Homeowners, what's another good one? What was it? Auto? Oh, liability. So, liability insurance. Liability insurance, Santa Rita. Cost. And we'll take a look here. Smart Financials ranking number 1. They're at the 3rd level. So top level is auto, then it's California auto, and then the city. So they must have a lot of pages on their site. So they structured it a little bit deeper. So perfectly within reason. Let's move to the next. They have a top level page that's targeting it, and then insurance. They have a top level and then supporting content. So, all right. Being armed with all of this information, this would be the recommendation. All right. So in your particular instance, ma'am, if you're still with me, I would go just like this. I would put in home owners insurance, right? Or you can put homeowners because the insurance company or the insurance aspect has already been conveyed to Google because I'm synonymous with the service I provide. My brand is synonymous with being an insurance company in California. So you don't have to write it. If you want to, you could. All right. With that said, let's just say this is homeowners. And then what would be next would be cost of home owners insurance, Santa Clarita. All right. I might have spelled it wrong, but I think you catch the drift. I hope that helps you out. Sorry, it took me a minute to get to the answer, but I wanted to make sure, I wanted to make sure I give you a good answer. And I feel very confident. Also, too, the reason why I dug deeper was the competition was so steep that whatever you do, you want it to be as optimal as possible because I think it's going to be a tough run. So you want to put yourself in the best position to win as possible. So that's that. Let's move forward. My goal is to get a job as a SEO in an agency to get more experience. What do you think my portfolio website should include? I think that is entirely up to you. See, for the last, I really only want to add the last year, but for the past 2 years, I've been getting the green light to showcase multiple companies that we have serviced or worked with. Not losers, but websites that didn't just take off. You know what I mean? So I think it's very, very, very important to have both sides of the coin. Now, obviously, I'm sure everything that you've worked on so far, nothing has tanked or plummeted, right? Unless it was like a test asset or something along these lines. Like maybe it didn't perform as you wanted. Sometimes that happens. But it's clear as day that you did great work, and I'm sure you did it at a fair price. So in my particular opinion, the types of sites or the customer avatar that you want to work with, niche specific, whether it's law, real estate, mortgage, car dealers, auto repair. I don't know what your specialty is, right? Like, I don't know what your productized, templatized service looks like. I have no idea. But we want to showcase work from, hey, here's a campaign that we put everything forward. And yes, it performed better than it did before they met me, right? But it didn't do as good as it should have. But here's where all the stars aligned, and we did an excellent job. Like, they've been online for more than 5 years. They had a really good budget, and look at this success. So more than 2 successes per niche, and only talking about the niches that you want to service. If you're going to add portfolios or information, that's how I would do it. Also, on top of that, if you're entering a specific market that is hyper competitive, this is something I got to talk to my partner about. I think if it's a potential prospect, they can see the analyzation, they could see the success, they can even look at design. But I think it would be a requirement to book a meeting and or send an email to get the actual hyperlink. I would not hyperlink visibly to the asset, but that's me, right? It, we're all in different industries, all right? I would definitely show the design, show how it looks, but maybe I'd leave off logos, brand names, and URLs. However, with a basic inquiry and or setting up a meeting, we would love to discuss our past performances and showcase some URLs. Now, with that being said, if for some reason you have some flagship companies that you've worked with, ultra established companies, super flagship. For instance, if you worked with Stripe or you worked with Google, right? I would definitely showcase that URL front and center, you know? In any case, that's my opinion. Let's move forward. Yes, so this is the second Google profile with the same business address. There you go. But got nothing back. Have not put the new address anywhere on the internet yet, though. Okay. What's better? So Ray the Beast. It's the second profile with the same business. So same exact name, same place that got shut down, maybe the same phone number. You're making a mistake somewhere along the lines. Something is either identical and it's getting dinged automatically, or it's getting a manual review and you're getting dinged. Start with a fresh account, fresh phone number, fresh address, Lunge and Lad. Definitely a fresh phone number, a different variation of name. Like what is a DBA where you are? Or better yet, what's an LLC? $100? You know what I mean? You can get a name legally, everything on the up and up, register the phone number, sign up for chambers, go back through the process. At least you can start the process back over without any interruptions. And then if there was anything that you're doing, like I don't think I know you, I don't know your business, but if there was something you did wrong, right? Whatever you did, don't do that again and move forward. I wish you the best, my friend. But do I have like, hey, do this or call this phone number or follow this sequence and you're going to reach success? No, I do not. Like there's been different instances that I've tried with different businesses and we have found success, sometimes not. you know, it is what it is. But the big tips are have a brand new account. That's a big one. Brand new account, especially if you've gone through the process numerous times already. Check that email though. Was it a no reply or was it a see when you get the not the denial, but you've gotten suspended and they say, hey, your business listing has been suspended. Then you do the appeal and they send you an email. And that email, it says, hey, send us back this information, right? Depending on if it's your first one or your second. The second one this happens, it'll be an email. That email is a human being, right? That's your communication channel. Like, yeah, you're only supposed to submit that information, but I would torture that email. Just saying. Just saying. What's better, SAB or put an address? Millennial money mom, that's wildly dependent upon what's currently being rewarded. What I mean by this is when you take a look out here, let's just say, for instance, that you are a millennial money mom. So I don't know what your business is. Let's say that you are I don't know, yoga instructor in, I don't know, Houston, right? So you're a yoga instructor. I have no idea. I'm guessing. But we come down here and we take a look at the businesses, right? So we could see that Black Swan ranking number 1, address. We can see that Black Swan again, different address, but showing address. And then Union Studio. All right. Now we operate in this area. Let's take a look at the rest of some of the businesses. And now we are on the pro list. Slightly different curation of the list. Let's take a brief look. See, in this case, I would highly recommend that you showcase your address. Now, if you're looking down the list and you don't consistently see this option, or if you don't see this option here, all right, this is a clear indication that a service area business might be in your best interest. You know, kind of like this. If I look up, one of my favorite niches is appliance repair, small jobs, you know, generally the ladies and gentlemen are easy to work with. I like appliance repair, right? With that said, usually these particular businesses, well, in this particular area, they're showing. Yeah, they're showing here. That's crazy. But generally for this particular niche, it's not. It's service area. All of them are service area. Almost, 80%. Depends on what's winning. All right. Hopefully that helps you out. Let's keep going. Priscilla, yes! Exclamation. There you go. The website is bare, so I'm starting from 0. Oh, so yes to, you've identified the titans of industry, and you've identified that your foot forward is going to be, I might not be able to beat them on budget. I might not be able to beat them on age. I might not be able to beat them on links. But what I can do better is I can service the intent of a query, and the customers that I do get, I can build much better rapport. Better rapport, answer the questions better, and just be overall better than the giant, right? So much smaller, but those customers, I assume in this business, that's like a lifetime customer. Once you get them in the door, build rapport, they're pretty much like, I can't think of the last time I've even thought about switching, whether it's homeowners insurance, title deed insurance, anything like that. I just go to the same dude, Sometimes I'll call around though, just to see like, hey, is this guy trying to pull a fast one on me? And I'll call around just to see what the costs are before it's time for like the 6-month renewal or whatever it is, yearly. But usually I'm usually always good to go. Anyway, the website is bare. Okay. Business insurance, life insurance. Okay. Your answer, help. Thank you. Looks tough out there for me. Very, very tough. Very, very, very tough. Yes, ma'am. I, any of those types of niches, like let's just say that I've probably worked on 600 websites, right? Maybe slightly less, definitely 500, no question. So with that being said, like mortgage brokers, like hard money lenders are cool. Um, you know, See, there's been niches where it looked really tough, but it was actually easy as pie. But like I noticed retirement, 401k, anything to do with government loans like HUD and all that kind of stuff, like like this mortgages, anything financial, 401k, retirement plans, pensions, that kind of thing. Auto insurance. Oh my gosh, anything like that, I'm good. Uh, there's something about water damage too. Water damage? Oh, water damage restoration in big cities? Oh my goodness. It looks like it's going to be easy. It's never easy. What's another brutal? What's another really brutal niche? Oh, car dealers. Oh my gosh. If you're a used car dealer that focuses on a specific type, like goodness forbid that you only sell Hondas and there's an actual Honda dealer, good luck. In any case, though, I wish you the best. And no other questions? All right. I was probably done a half hour ago, but I wanted to make sure I gave you the time that I said I would. So it's been a pleasure. I'll get some rest. Merry Christmas. I'm going right to the store to buy some more caffeine. I know that. Thank you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time. If there's anything I could help you out with, or if you have a question, ask in the section below. Look forward. We will have a new, I won't even talk about it. It will be up very, very soon. But if you came to chrispalmer.org and it looked completely wrecked, it's because my hosting ran out. Like I should have paid, but I knew I was switching. So I just let it run out and relaunched it. Any updates, any deals? No, there's not. The only deal that I think is still going on is SEO Mastermind. The Black Friday code still works, half cost. I'll let that run till the end of the year. Also, I'm going to switch back on only for you guys and gals that are here right now, you know, or anyone that hears this before I switch the video to members only. I'm going to go back in and turn back on all the Black Friday deals inside of the SEO services portal. A lot of the services we're going to do away with. Like a lot of the, odds and end type services, but the bread and butter stuff we're going to keep. We're more so looking for monthly packages, longer term relationships. What we've noticed is people that deploy services without the rest of the skill set or strategy, they don't perform as good as they should, so we want to help. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to go and take a rest. I love you guys.